we can move away from stereotypical illustrations that, feel like they're all in one direction. So I think that's important. I think it's important for there to be good illustrations of wonderful women who are heroes of the faith. So to do good work in reading biographies on Christian women that you can use their example. I know that I talk a lot about the women in Scripture. And what I find, particularly when I teach the class I just mentioned, I have the gentlemen in my class do a devotional on women in the Scriptures. So every class period, we're hearing about another woman in the Scripture. And without fail, they have not heard of over half of them. And so that's problematic. So the whole congregation, men and women, boys and girls, all need to hear about women in Scripture that tells the story of what God does with women too. And so I think that's very important. On the side of that is a lot of women who are in Bible study or who do deep study or are curious about women in Scripture. They might have done a whole Bible study, read a whole book on women in the Scripture. So if a pastor gets up and does a sermon on a woman in Scripture, he better know. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, if you haven't studied her as much as we have and you miss a lot, and that's something I've heard, frequently from women who say that there's so much more to her and he missed it. So I would say to be careful about that. But, also sometimes I feel like some of the illustrations are to address women in their emotions and like as if that's the lens from which they look at life. And, one of the things we know, and I don't know what it's like in Ireland, Mike, but women are being more highly educated now than ever before and at greater rates than men in the United States. And the seminaries are not quite at the point that other higher education institutions are, but it can be upwards of 50, 60, 75% in many higher education degrees that women are getting educated. So I say that to say that to address women in terms of wanting to care for them emotionally sort of misses where women are in life now.